Hey guys, I hope you guys are all well. So sorry about, the difficulties we just have a little bit earlier. I'm so sorry, but that's just one of those things, that happens sometime. But yeah, we're finally here and I hope you guys are doing great and you are having a fantastic week. And I'm so excited, guys, to have this amazing sister right here with us. And her name is J Essence, as you guys can see. Beautiful, great energy, everything about this sister I love. So kindly, please share this live. And bonjour, bonsoir, j'espère que vous allez tous bien. Merci encore d'être au rendez-vous ce soir. Je suis Kai Gabiam et le live de ce soir est sponsorisé par Maison Moka. On vend les bijoux, les accessoires et aussi les vêtements. Donc, s'il vous plaît, visitez notre site www.maisonmoka.co.uk et aussi suivez-nous sur Instagram, sur Maison Moka et des Diaspora Channel. Et comme vous le savez, sur cette chaîne, je mets en avant les business black owned et aussi j'ai les invités qui ont déjà qui sont partis s'installer déjà sur le continent, qui partagent leurs expériences avec nous. Et ce soir, notre invitée vraiment spéciale, elle s'appelle J Essence Journey et elle vit actuellement au Rwanda. Donc, pour commencer, Jay est partie en fait pour travailler là-bas au Rwanda et elle a adoré les Rwandais et elle a décidé de rester là-bas définitivement. Donc, elle est là ce soir pour nous parler de My Cousin Connection, qui est un site website dédié pour les expatriés noirs au Rwanda. Donc, elle va nous parler plus de ça et nous dire aussi de nous parler de leurs services aussi. Donc, ceux d'entre vous qui veulent visiter le Rwanda dans le cadre touristique ou simplement vous voulez aller aussi s'installer là-bas définitivement, elle va répondre à toutes ces questions. Et donc, s'il vous plaît, si vous n'êtes pas encore abonné à ma chaîne, abonnez à ma chaîne. Elle est d'origine, of course, d'origine américaine, bien sûr. Donc, elle va nous dire pourquoi elle a quitté les États-Unis pour le Rwanda. So, guys, I'm going to bring our lovely guest right here now. I'm going to allow her to introduce herself. So, Jay, how are you doing?
I am doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. I am ecstatic. I'm happy to be here. So thank you so much for allowing me just to grace your platform.
Oh,
That
thank
warms
you.
my soul. And then it's just been a lovely day. So I'm good. I'm good. I'm
Awesome.
here. I'm ready. What's going on?
Oh, Jay, bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. There is so much that I know you're going to share with us tonight that will bless so many brothers and sisters out there because we have different paths when it comes to
Yeah.
everything in life.
Hmm.
So many people, they believe uh, in going to Africa to create jobs.
Hmm.
They don't believe in, okay, there might be job positions out there for some of us. So,
Hmm.
let us just try it. But they've said, no, I'm going out there, especially if, those that love like entrepreneurship, they'll be like, oh, let me go and create jobs.
Yeah.
But what I love about your very different but yet inspiring story is your path is different than what we always hear. So that's why I'm like, this sister have to come here and tell the viewers,
Okay.
how come, she left everything behind her to
Yeah.
go to Rwanda. So please tell the
Hmm.
viewers a little bit more about yourself, your background, and at what point did you say to yourself, let me go home? I'll put it like that.
Oh, wow. Like that's
Yeah.
just a really in detailed question. And I am probably going to skip over the side about tell you about myself to kind of answer that journey because I kind of didn't realize. I think my journey was in two different phases. And the first phase was, you said, "Well, how did I know to leave? Like, I'm going to Africa." I knew I was leaving America first. Um, and so what happened is, in that trajectory, I just needed to feel my freedom. And I kind of tell the story a little bit. I was doing okay on paper, and I was like wearing the mask that grins and lies, that hides our face and shades our eyes. And I was looking like I was fine in America, but on the inside, I wasn't. I wasn't. And there was this moment I distinctly remember, and even talking about it is like, um, that I was in this beautiful townhome I loved, in the very heart of the city, which was Houston. And I had the job. I was supposed to have a man, having all of those things. And I was coming home on Friday nights and going up to like the depth of my townhome and sitting in the corner and just wanting to be small. And I didn't know at the time I was having panic attacks. I was anxiety. I was depressed, and I would literally sit in the corner, like past the bed, past the all that other stuff, and just sit there and just be small in the darkness. And I just wanted that space. I just wanted to be left alone. I just wanted to be small. I wanted to be forgotten about. I wanted to stop remembering mistakes. I wanted to stop being judged. I wanted to stop being loud in my head. It was too many voices. It was just too much. And I was looking forward to those moments of being small. And what happened is, there was just this reality that I think we, just as Black women, have to have. We don't get to have spaces to cry or
mm,
fail or different things like that. We have to be strong. And so
mm,
I didn't have anybody else to call to get me out this rut, excuse me. And I had to kind of figure it out on my own, and I didn't know how to. So what I
mm,
decided to do was to leave the
mm,
confusion. And what that led me to is looking to teach and work overseas and abroad. And so that's why I said the very first part of my journey was I just
mm.
had to leave the noise. And
Right.
once I left America, like shut down, and I didn't know how or what, but I kind of knew when I was
Mm,
deciding to leave the US, I was gone. Like, I was purposely making memories that would
mm,
carry me through, because I did not
right.
know when I was coming back. I didn't want to come back. Um, I was just leaving. And so I left, and I actually got a position in Dubai. And
Okay.
once I got my position in Dubai, the change of trajectory, the change of position, once you get out of the noise. And I do think that, if for people or whatever, that sometimes
Mm,
when you're confused or a lot of stuff's coming at you, you might not be able to make the right decision, but you can make a decision to get away from the noise to find the
true.
right decision. And that, for
Mhm,
me, was really the case, because once I moved to Dubai, which is the other side of the world, I started
mm,
seeing things differently. I started hearing things differently. I started knowing, I didn't realize this life was there. And that's where I was able to be quiet enough to say, okay, I have this job. I'm making this type of income. These are my
mm.
goals. I'm doing this to pull myself out of debt. I now can look at how can I move to the continent. And so that's why I said
Right.
it was two totally different mindsets, because
Mm,
one was, how do I save myself? And now the second one was, how do I grow myself, or how do I
mm,
prepare for myself? And
mm,
so my movement to the continent, I it was something I wanted to do when I was in the States. And once I moved to Dubai, it was something I knew I could plan to do. And that's when I
right.
started saying, okay, I'm going to put this money to the side. Okay, I'm going to look at
Mm,
investing. I'm going to join these Facebook groups. I'm going to start talking to these people who've done it. And in my research, I did not know about East Africa in America. It's not something we
okay.
talk about in a detailed extent. It's
Mm,
always Ghana or Nigeria. At one point in time, I lived in Liberia. It wasn't
okay.
until, once again, I moved to Dubai, when I started hearing about East Africa. And when I was
Right.
doing the research, my goal was to honestly retire in Rwanda. And so
Okay.
that was me planning, like, okay, in 10 years, I'll be in Rwanda. Okay, I'm going to come for Christmas. I'm going to house hunt. I'm going to see if I can actually purchase a house, maybe
Mm,
rent it. Like, it was all a trajectory. And I think for me,
mm,
and just when I listen to my journey and when we come into terms with stuff, there were ancestors, people, God saying, I need you there now. And
Hmm.
I didn't know that at the time. And so what happened is once I decided on Rwanda, opportunities opened up. And I found a job there and I was able to move literally. I'm going on my 1 year anniversary. So I've been here since November 1st, 2020.
Wow.
And yeah, the move was not a planned move.
Hmm.
I wanted to be in Rwanda, but I didn't know it was going to happen that soon.
Okay.
And once I got here, another shift, another major shift, and one, I was able to be quiet. I do feel like in my journey, um
Hmm.
there was so much work that I had done that I didn't realize I did. And
Wow.
it was really playing a lot on my body, a lot of toll on my mind. And I do
Hmm.
feel like that Rwanda was a gift from God.
Hmm.
And it was kind of like the gift that said, job well done, child. Like, I asked you to do these things. I know it hurt.
Hmm.
Here you go. And like any beautiful child, I didn't know how to sit my tail down. You like, you get a gift and you be like, okay, I'm gonna play with it so much, I'm gonna do all these things. And so I definitely heard my God. I got
Hmm.
the job well done. I breathed, I listened, I healed. I'm still healing. Let me put that
Hmm.
together. There's a lot of darkness that I've had the chance to confront here and
Hmm.
fix within myself.
Ouais.
And in all of those things, I have now bet on myself and got to change and redefine the definition of who I am. And
Hmm.
that's when the businesses started coming and the new creations. And people ask, oh, did you plan to do all the things you did when you moved to Rwanda? The answer is no.
Hmm.
There's a long list. There's a totally new resume for me. And
Wow.
it wasn't that I planned any of those things. It was that I was quiet and I let the work happen within myself and things started moving. And
Hmm.
I am so grateful for my creative mind. I'm so grateful for, this energy that I have. And now I'm this YouTube personality where people, and that's the biggest thing about me for the YouTube, is people call and get consultations and get information, and I'm reaching out to talk to people and say, how can you follow your journey? What steps are you planning? How do
Hmm.
you do this? What's the worst part of your failure? How do you not fail? What are we talking about? And being able
Mhm.
to do all those things. So when we talk about just me moving and
Hmm.
coming to Rwanda, my story is different because I feel like and I just had a conversation, and if my auntie is watching, I'm going to use your word. I don't know if I was purposed to be out here or I was mandated to be out here because
Hmm.
people need to hear your story. And I didn't realize that until like this past month where I'm meeting all of these new girlfriends I have and sister girls and these families coming out and they were like, I heard what you did. I know it's possible. So I don't know if it was for me anymore versus can the journey be replicated? What did she do? Can we talk through it? What do we have to be able to do?
Hmm.
And more so, and that's how I'm going to come back to the circle of where I started. I
Hmm.
was simply trying to find the freedom of myself.
Right.
That's why I started my journey. It
Hmm.
was to find me. It was
Yourself.
to be all that God created me to be. And I didn't know what that
Hmm.
looked like. I didn't know that picture. We all say we're created in the image of Him, her. But what does that image truly look like? And what's happening is we have so many entities around us shaping, oh, you're supposed to do this. Oh, you're supposed to do this. No, you're supposed to be quiet and let your light shine and glow and grow. And then you'll be able to find the mirror of yourself and who you are and what God decided you to be. That's why I started this entire piece. And so now I'm literally just walking and doing and talking. And hopefully we
Hmm.
get into that later because what I've recognized is the blessing that He's bestowed within me
Hmm.
creates jobs for other people,
Yep.
creates purpose for other people, empowers other
More
people.
power.
So whatever
Exactly.
He blesses in me, if I am 100% His vessel, I
Hmm.
manifest dreams that other people had. And so that's a very strong gift to carry. And now I honor it so much. And so, okay, is there another question? Where are we at?
Of course, of course, of course. Jay, thanks so much for going into too much details because
Too
people need
much.
to hear your story. Because most of the time, like I've said, we just think like, oh, my path supposed to be exactly like A or C
No,
or D path. But
no.
this just proved to us that we all have
Mm,
different paths. Some people, for them, is to go and
mhm,
start from the creating jobs, but for
mhm,
you it was actually the opposite. You went
mhm,
there, for job purpose, and then later on you fell in
mhm,
love with the country. By then you know a lot about your
mhm.
environment, and then
Yep.
you decide this place is for me. What can I
Mhm,
do to help my community? So this is just a beautiful story. But before we go more into details regarding my cousin connection,
yep.
which
My
is
cousin connection. Yep.
a great site out there for our brothers and sisters in the diaspora that want to either move to Rwanda or just visit
Mhm.
Rwanda for 2 weeks, a month, or wherever you decide to do. My cousin connection is there for for you. So
Mhm.
would you say, would you say it was quite easy for you to find a job in Rwanda?
No. Okay. Because I
Okay.
don't want people to get the wrong idea.
Mm-hmm.
So and these are things that we talk about within my cousin connection. It's the reality of things. And
Right.
I don't want to ever hurt somebody's dreams. I
Mm.
want to keep it reality. And then here's the thing. What I will authentically say is when you're talking about a job or job hunting,
Mm.
a position opened up. I will 100% tell people to
Right.
apply. I will tell people to apply. I will
Mm.
tell people again to apply. Especially in the revenue where I was, where I'm going to have to speak candidly. I'm going to speak candidly in the fact that when you turn around and talk about working abroad, your
Mm.
passport does carry weight. And there are some jobs
Mm.
that are open for expats and there are some jobs that are not. And those jobs are treated or usually paid on different pay scales. You need
Mm.
to understand that and you need to understand that type of job market and the type of lifestyle for what you're trying to do. I was looking for a job that was paying on an American US salary for me to do because I did not do the planning to move and have the financial support at that time.
Mm.
So I needed US pay rated position to make
Right.
that financial. Therefore, those type of jobs are not 100% always available. Those jobs are not just something that you can just jump and find, as well as you have to do the research. And this is all going to go into kind of who I am. You're going to have to do the research about the economy of where you're going. You're going to have to do the research on the job market, and we're in the midst of COVID, so jobs were scarce. So my trajectory was mine. I had a certain set of skill set that was able to be utilized, that it was able to turn around and get me to Rwanda at a certain point in time where that position was open. There was literally two positions open that probably all Rwanda that I qualified for. And at that point in time, they were open because at that time, it was a heavy transient position because COVID. Um, Now, when I say all of those things, what happens is that's where I'm at now, where I like to do the research on the ground for people who are trying to make those decisions or make those moves. What can you do? Can you keep your other job and move here and get a different type of visa? Can you turn around and say, if I'm going to start from scratch and create my own business, how much in reserve do you need to have? Is your business a viable business to turn around and have? Because sometimes we want to be able to do one thing and it might not be needed. What are you doing on the ground to research? So I appreciate so much my journey. And that's one reason why I say I feel like it was a mandate for me to be here because my road was not a typical road. So I hope that answered that question a little bit because I don't want people to get um confused or think that
Mm.
job hunting out here is
Okay, your
easy.
way.
There's another thing of we
Mm.
want entrepreneurs. We want people who can not only create jobs but can create training opportunities and build upon these economies that we have and build something that's strong and sustainable.
Absolutely. And I like the fact that you clarify that part because,
Mhm.
I like keeping it very, very transparent here on this platform. So people don't just say, oh, yeah, Jay got there, she
Mhm.
got a job, this and that. So, I can also jump into it. But the difference with you, the person in the chat now, or whoever will watch this later, is because we have now my cousin connection out there doing what they can do to support our people. So, Jay, as a founder and CEO of my cousin connection, I would love you to tell the viewers, the services you guys offer and where they can find you.
Okay.
And I'll quickly try to share, the website afterwards so they can be sure that they are on my cousin connection.
So the question is what is my cousin connection? And I don't want to say what is
Yes.
versus who are we, and but the story of what it became.
Hmm.
First and foremost, when I decided to touch down in Rwanda, I
Right.
started my YouTube journey. It was
Okay.
not on purpose. My YouTube journey came because I was tired of repeating the same story to my family. Because
Right.
my parents are divorced, and it was like my dad would be like, "Well, what happened today, baby?" So I talked to him. Then my mama called, "What happened today, baby?" And then my sister called, "What happened?" Okay, I'm not gonna say the same story 3 times. I have a life. Watch the videos,
Hmm.
and that was really how the YouTube channel started. And so what
Right.
happened is because of the YouTube channel, people started watching and they started following the journey, and then they started asking questions about Rwanda. Well, one of the things was I was so new.
Hmm.
I was discovering how to live here. I
Right.
was still discovering Momo codes. I was like
Hmm.
all these things that people take for granted are brand new to me. How to get a post office box, what is the currency like, how does the money turn around and do, what's the process of buying a home, what's the process of getting a bank account, what are these things, which bank accounts are better, is there interest rate here, is there interest rate there. So all of these things all became part of who I am because at the beginning of the day I'm an educator. And so I like teaching and telling people and getting information and getting knowledge. So, in the midst of this, what happened is there was a conversation with a dear friend of mine, and he was kind of like, "Hey, there's nothing for us to understand how to acclimate. Like a lot of people land here, and then you just kind of fumble through." And he was like, "Thank you so much for your videos because they kind of help, but you fumble through." And I would like to say that that was the whole conversation. He just looked at me. He said, "So what are you going to do about it?" And I was like, "Hold up, player, like calm down. That ain't my responsibility." Um, and
It surely
I don't
is,
want to say
ma'am.
unfortunate.
It
Fortunately,
surely is.
like I was kind of mad. Like I'm just sitting here trying to drink my tea. Why
It's so
you putting
needed.
something on me? And then
It's
I'm gonna be
needed.
honest with you. It was an elder, which makes it even worse because I don't know how y'all do, but it's like you can't disrespect the elders. So it
Yeah.
was like old school sitting here telling me what you gonna do to fix it, and I'm like I can't
Mm,
even talk back to you. But I feel like that was a lot of heat and disrespect, sir. Um. And so it didn't come off my mind. And that's the bad thing. It
mm,
didn't come off my mind. And one thing that I have recognized, I am a problem solver. I like to solve problems.
right.
Um, so I kind of tossed and turned that, and then I called him back and I said, we need to be able to be connected. How do I
Mm,
create something that would, we can connect? And I've done these little things before, but not in this big a fashion. And so
wow.
that's how my cousin connection came about. And when we first look at my cousin, um,
Mm,
if you black on the black hand side, you always got a cousin or a family member somewhere about to do
always.
something, such and such and whatever, whatever. And
Mhm.
so the whole concept is okay for everybody. You got cousins now in Rwanda. So reach out to your cousins if you're trying to come out, do something, and get connected to the family. And my cousin connection is a website slash kind of concierge service or whatever, membership service where
Okay.
we have gathered the information regarding Rwanda for you. We have
Wow.
gathered all the information. We have articles. So at our very base rate of $5 a month, you would have access 100% to all the articles. And then at
Oh,
different
wow.
levels, you can get different services. And these articles talked about when there was COVID going on, we were giving the lockdown information, all the COVID restrictions, so you would know about that before time. Make sure you do this to get your plane ticket. Make sure you do this. Here's the rental information here. This is how much
Mm,
money that you normally need. Like, we have over 80 articles just about, here's the history of Rwanda. Here's the all these different things. This is geographic locations, but we basically give you. Let me be
mm,
honest with you. I was like, the one thing you need to survive in Rwanda, and I know y'all don't know this baby cock brand. I know you're like, what is that? Trust and believe. You need cock brand to survive these nights. Um, and so all this information now, and so we've gathered all this information and put it into a website, an article base. And we are now working to kind of build it more as a community with forums, so you can post questions and people answer them, or you can reach out. You can email me, you can email my team. If you have questions, you can set up a consultation. We're here to help you. At certain levels, you might get a free consultation or not. And then once you come in, there are certain services that help you. We actually take you to get your bank run or go to MTN. We actually train you on the different apps you need and how to use them and all of those things. We will take you on a lifestyle city tour. A lot of people do city tours like to see the museums and stuff. We do lifestyle in order to help you see the neighborhoods. So if you're looking for different areas or different things, and we just support. And one thing that's really unique about what we do is we're still defining and redefining who we are and what we do, because what you might need is not necessarily what somebody else might need. And we try to connect you to different people. We're hosting an event this weekend with the girl slumber party, and what we're doing is we're doing that for our teenage girls who are out here, and a lot of them are homeschooled or whatever. So now we brought this community together so they can actually hang out and get to know each other and give parents a break. We just do these different type of events and different type of things. We have the event calendar when you go up there. I think it's under community, where we can tell you all of the things that are happening for the month and the upcoming month. Um, all, different things. We feature businesses that are owned by expats, black expats, so we can do um all those things, the announcements. So one thing that Rhonda is still doing is giving a COVID announcements every 2 weeks, and we read out the communicate, and we give you a summarization of all of those things. So my cousin connection is just really the people. Like, we're really just in the streets with that support unit, that care unit. If you need to know something, when the land laws have changed, we put that information out, and that's what we do. And so we have a beautiful staff that is just really dedicated into supporting people. We just had a couple that moved here from a location, and they really needed extra support, just getting acclimated, first time living outside the country. So we turned around and had one of our counselors become their personalized counselor for like 2 weeks. And they were
wow.
going around, they were shopping with them. One of the things you don't realize is that knowing the language, just negotiating.
Hmm,
You could be as you're not going to get the negotiation prices that somebody who's local is going to get. So that was so much going on here. So basically, the best
hmm.
way I can turn around and say is, be your cousin. We connect you, like my cousin connection. It's personal, it's yours, you can own it, have ownership. Cousin, we family. We're gonna take care of you. We're gonna give you that. My mom is in the back, she's cooking greens sometimes, so you could give you a little taste of, yes, girl. Mm.
I'm coming for that. Anyways,
Mm. And
Jay,
then
to
we
be
connect you.
like just to become a member, for example,
Yeah.
for people to get
Hmm.
updates on what is going on the ground and
Hmm.
things like that. How much is that? So if you
five
can just
dollars a month
guys,
five
five
dollars a month
dollars,
because we
$5.
have to make sure we keep the maintenance up for the website and everything
Yeah,
else like that.
absolutely.
And one thing that I have talked about is I do not
Mm,
want to be a business driven entity. If I become a business driven entity, then it becomes
mm,
driven about finances and
yeah,
numbers, and or maybe not giving you full information. And so we
mm,
did honor businesses for our rollout because we were did a major campaign.
mm,
However, after that year, we are a member based site, and that's where we get our finances and from is for our members, because we will not put a business in charge of our direction.
Hmm, great. Guys, if you have some questions, kindly put it in the chat for our beautiful sister. That's why she joined us tonight, all the way from Rwanda. And, I don't know what you guys can buy with $5, but that is not on a weekly basis, it's once a month.
Monthly.
So every
Hmm.
information out there, if you want to go there on vacation or you're planning to
Yep.
relocate to Rwanda permanently, they will be able to, share all those informations with you. So I
Hmm.
don't know what, $5, they have
five
to put in
dollars five
exactly
dollars
that
What you do?
website. So I'll put few comments for you now in the chat. I think the first one, yeah, is a little bit depressing one, but that's just why we are having live stream like this. So whenever you can, you get out of here, you go there for 4 weeks, enjoy yourself, meet the right
Hmm.
people, put those connections in place for next time, and then you come back here because it's just the reality. That's from
Hmm.
Coco,
Thank you,
Jay.
Coco. Mhm. Oh.
So she said, I've been, depressed I think she meant ever since I came back from Tanzania. The US is so depressing. Yeah, that's the
I mean, I
reality.
don't know how you're supposed to say, like, okay, so Coco, you put us on the spot because we're supposed to be like, the US is so depressing, and we're supposed to be like, yeah, or we're supposed to be like, yeah. Like, so here's the thing that we know. And I can sit here on this, like, first of all, shout out to the fact that you have left and you saw
Yes.
something different.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the
Mm-hmm.
fact that you got memories and
Yep.
moments of something different.
Yeah.
And you know that the US is not your forever. It's your moment. It's your
True.
hump in the road. It's your rebound chick. Like, hey, until I get back into what I got to do, me and you, hey, we do something, something, and um, and so and I know that you can understand that, because I can authentically say, and I apologize, I I don't know. And I think a lot of people who have left don't realize what living in the US is like right now.
Mm.
Because there's so much turmoil, so much
Yeah.
change, so much confusion, so much frustration. It's just tight. And so, the thing that I will say right now to you, as a friend, as a cousin, is I pray your mind strength. I pray that your moments don't become your full reality, that you could actually look at it for what it is, but your mind is strong and your heart continues to beat someplace else. And so you are just like a long lost lover waiting to get back to what you feel is home and feel is right. Use the US for what it's supposed to be whenever in your life, whether it's finances, whether it's the family that you're supposed to spend time with, whether it's getting them greens or grits or whatever. Because let's be honest, the US has used us. So know the position of the play. That's
Yeah.
all I got to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well put together. And shout out to Coco for choosing Tanzania, which is, another African
A
country
neighbor.
out there
Hmm.
as a, place to go to and spend your money, keeping it in the family. So I really, really, really like that. We have Mr. Untouchable here. And yeah, what services could greatly be improved in Rwanda if the services were offered there in a more efficient way? I don't know if you
Wow. Thank you so much for treating me as if I'm one of the member of the Congress and Parliament. I
You're on your
appreciate
way.
all of the authority. What services could greatly be improved in Rwanda if these services were offered there in a more efficient way? I don't know if it's really fair for me to be able to answer this question. And the reason why is that it's becoming very clear. Once again, I came November 1st, 2020. I did not come to Rwanda before COVID. I know Rhonda during COVID, and then I know Rhonda now. And so I do know that because of restrictions, a lot of things had been, a lot of services have been tampered and all those kind of things like that. I say that because I had heard that Rhonda and even the ministries, those were places you could literally knock on the door and ask to see somebody and you could talk. They were very vocal and listening country when it came to like, oh, improvements or what can you do to do this. I can tell you now, even now when we talk to RDB, which is the Rwanda Development Board, which is the people for business, that people go in and they come back out with just information over information over information. So to turn around and say, what do I think needs to be fixed? I don't think I've 100% lived in a Rwanda that worked at 100%. They've always worked under restrictions. So I don't want to sit there and say, oh, this is what it is or this is what it is. I do know that if I ever got chance to have audience, there are a couple of things that I would say, hey, can we have a discussion on more efficient ways to do these things? But and this is where I get hesitant, because I love you, but I don't know you. So I don't like always giving that, because what happens is people will listen to this entire broadcast and remember
Mm.
the negative things. If I turn around and said, the water was dirty and such and such, like that's what you're going to walk away remembering, is the
Mm.
negative versus the positives. So I wait to turn around and say those things that could be grown on or whatever until we know each other, until we've been in those situations. And I'm a solution oriented person. So what is the solution? Because anything that I have said that, hey, I wish that this country could do a little bit better, I got a
Mm-hmm.
solution for.
Yep.
I just need to get into the right room. And while we
Mm-hmm.
talk about my cousin connection and what my cousin connection done, like I'm a CEO of 3 to 4 companies out here, baby.
Wow.
And there are things that we have done. There's letters that we've written and those things. So that's how I like to roll.
Amazing. Amazing, Jay. That's why I love you. Out there just, muffin this, you are out there pouring just the positive energy and asking yourself, what can I do to make things better? Things are
Yeah.
great out there in Rwanda, but what can I
Hmm.
do as an
Hmm.
individual or with my group of the group of people in my
Hmm.
cousin connection? What
Hmm.
can we do? And that's what
Hmm.
I am here for. I'm not into all the blah blah blah,
Mm-mm.
Monday to Sunday.
I don't
No,
talk.
there is
I
no
do.
time for that. And a big, big, big shout out to all the supportive members, you guys out there that are supporting this platform. I appreciate all of you. And big shout out to Impress Lady for the super chat. Much, much appreciated. And yeah, if you guys have more questions, kindly put it in the chat. And that comment is from Coco. For you, my beautiful lady.
Hmm. So I was gonna read Coco.
Yeah,
Do I do one-on-one coaching? I do. I do more so consulting.
right.
I so and I only think the difference is between that is like a one-on-one coach is like a Phil Jackson to me, or like a basketball coach. They're there with you the entire time, versus
Hmm.
a consultant is someone who hips you to the game and is there. And then I've built friendships from those type of things. So I will say that I do more so of the consulting,
Right.
and one is I don't like to lie or
Hmm.
give false information or
What you
narratives,
call that?
and
Hmm.
the time, like she could tell you, like my time gets tied up, so I don't like to commit something I don't know if I can go ahead and follow through on. So if that was something we did, I would come back and say, this is what I commit, this is the schedule, this is what it would be, just
Hmm.
because of those things. um I did look in the chat and I see Mr. Untouchable post a question, but
Yeah.
I'm going to wait for permission to respond so I can see as much as we can kind of talk base and figure that out. So
Yeah. 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 Love that. Actually, his comment is going to lead us to the
yes,
next. My comments are, my
yes,
question I have for you regarding business, but I'll
yes.
let you touch on that and then we move
I
on.
am going to go ahead and give the actual preface of I am not a business consultant. That is not what I'm to do.
Hmm.
I think everyone has to go through their own journey and understanding and that piece. If you are asking the question of what can be fixed and do and all that stuff, because as a
mm,
person you want to come and do business and there and invest, what I'm
mm.
going to say authentically is please come. Because if
That's
I
the
turn
first
around
step.
and say, I'm going to say, because if I turn around and tell you what I
Mm,
think, it might not fall into your skill set, or
right.
you might see something else. And so
Mm,
that's the thing where I'm like,
mm,
I'd rather you come, like, this is what I've always told people, come
mm,
and be quiet first.
mm.
I swear, and that's like you're about to get the gems.
Wow.
A lot of
Hold on,
people
hold on,
come.
hold on, Jay. Can you just repeat that again for everybody, out here right
Come
now?
and just be quiet first.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say be quiet, there's
Right.
two things here. One, calm your mind so you
Mm,
can be open to all the opportunities. So you
right.
can go through and digest and decipher what you might want to do, where you
Mm,
might be needed, where the
mm,
flow and the energy can best be utilized. The second piece is you need some time. And if you go into things with your mindset, with your
mm,
way to do things and your own expectations, you're going to bump your head and get frustrated. And you're going to turn around and then move and make adjustments in different things that are just there's not. Like that's why I said the first thing to do is just to please come and be quiet. If you are spiritually aligned, you pray
mm,
and you listen, and I say that because I you can be blessed here, but you got to
mm.
be open for the blessing.
Yep.
You
And be
got to be
humble
open. Like
to
the
learn.
people who I know who've come down here, and I said,
Mm,
like, be quiet, and they be quiet. Those investors are gone. They are like they are making major things happen. They met the right
right.
people. They're talking to these people, like just
Mm,
and the connections of somebody, like their drivers, so and so used to work in the building they need to be in. And it's like,
mm,
wow, it's amazing. But
mm,
authentically, if you come here, and I say it again, like, oh my dude, I know if you come here and you just
mm,
gung ho on this is what I want, this is what I'm gonna do, this is who I'm gonna be, you might get that, and you might have missed a whole bunch of other stuff. It's the
yeah.
same aspect. Let's go back into relationships. And you know what? Let me go ahead. I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to put myself out there. When
Okay.
I was turning, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to tell all the truth. Going to hurt. I'm going to cry a little bit after this, but I'm going to tell the truth. When I was turning 40, I was so emotional about turning
Mm,
40 at being
mm,
single, renting, and all these things. I turned around and I prayed a prayer that said, I am not going to be this at 40. I'm going to have a house, I'm going to have a good job, and I'm going to have a man who's ready to marry me. That is what I stated. I made that decision. That was not a God driven decision. That was a J driven decision that I will not be this person turning into my 40s. I got the job that I wanted. You want to say
mm,
praise God? It was hell. I
mm, mm.
got I almost bought the house, and this is the miracle. I almost bought the house. At the
Right.
very last second, I changed my mind. I just didn't feel right about it. Turns
Mm,
out the house that I would have bought got flooded out in Hurricane Harvey.
wow.
Um, and I did not get it. And third, I had the man. I got the man, which was one of the biggest mistakes in my life because that brother
Oh,
ended up being a con artist and stole my identity and did a whole bunch of stuff where I had to pull myself out of debts that I did not do. Now, what I'm only here to tell you is that
mm,
when you're so bent on a goal, sometimes you are blind to the red flags because you invested and you're trying to
mm,
make something work that did not work. Now, I only say that because if
mm,
I was okay with my trajectory where I was and continued to work in myself, I might have
mm,
been in Rwanda 3 years earlier instead of cleaning up the mess. And so I do say the same thing with the investment. When you're quiet and you could get it, there's so much that's going to open up for you. I
yeah.
promise you. Now, when you talk about is there investment opportunities? Oh my gosh, yes. There are, and Rhonda wants investors.
Mm,
Rhonda wants business people. And the thing that I will say is, if you're going to do anything, and if you want to prepare your mind to be a true entrepreneur, in the
Right.
sense, the way I have had to grow as an
Mm,
entrepreneur, the way I have to think differently now, in order to do taxes, in order to meet these conversations, and know that when I
mm,
go into the rooms, these rooms were built for me to walk through.
mm,
There's a difference there. I don't have to ask permission anymore, and not in a rude way. It's that I have
mm.
trained my mind to be able to be here. Now, sometimes I still got to pray and cry. I'm not 100% together all the time. Lord knows.
Like
Okay.
all of us, Jay, all of us, we have our
But
moments.
it will come. So the thing is no, come to Rwanda, get
Mm,
dirty, get in the sand, laugh with the people. Understand, plant your seed, ask God to manifest it. Tell him what you're going to do. Ask him, put
mm.
me in new positions. Your mind is going to grow. You're going to find yourself do things. Um 44, baby, 44. The Jay-Z year, 44. Um
Hot,
um
hot
and
one,
it's
hot
possible,
44.
and it can. So when you
Mm,
wanted to ask me about specific opportunities, there are some wonderful opportunities, I think, that are there for people on the ground right now,
okay.
to
Can you
roll over
share
their money.
those with us, please?
You're gonna get me in trouble. I'm gonna say go to jestencejourney.com, because
Right.
one of my favorite ones is called Swartzy, and I said it wrong, but it's they are a e-farming platform for agriculture. And so that's a way for you to be able to, and I like looking at stuff because I'm a scary cat sometimes. And so I was like, okay, what kind of things can I look into and do? And that's one of those
Mhm,
platforms that if you're still stateside, or you're still where you are, you can't get to the
mm,
continent, you could be able to
mm,
pull that money over and put that into a farm. You're helping Rhonda grow, and you're getting
mhm.
a return on your investment. And the returns are,
Right.
I think the minimum is 20% return. So
Right.
you're able to do that. That's one of the big ones I really promote right now.
I think
I
you
would
guys
say
need
that.
to come back, Jay. I think
Mhm.
you and him, you need to come back. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll give you his information. I think he's a phenomenal person to talk to. Um, who does that.
Thanks.
But that's really the big one that I shout out
Mm,
the most. Um,
right.
I do know that if you're in real estate, I think there is a
Mm,
prime market for creating middle class real estate, not high
mm,
class, not low. There's a prime opportunity. So I would say come in, meet the constructors,
mm,
meet the people on ground. There's master plans out there, but that middle level, not high level. They have enough houses. That's where everybody's trying to get the big bang for the monkey, and it's going to get saturated. I go
right.
mid level with that. Um, I don't know. Like, you're telling me, like, this is not my area of, expertise. I just pay attention and look at things. I do know there's some articles out there. I'm giving y'all all a good game. If you really want to look at something, I would say look at the Vision 2050 plan, which rolled out from the president and leadership, where they say, as a government, where their focus is. And their
Mm,
focus is on growing population, better medical treatment, like what their plans are for the next 20 years. And that's the first reading that you want to get into, because if they're looking at population growth, now what is it that
mm.
they need? And that's where you want to go into. That's the gist. That's all you get.
Thanks so much, Jay. Yeah, I'm sure like you guys are going home tonight with so much, you can feed on and share with others, because we are here just to make things easier for brothers and sisters out here. So don't keep this information for yourself. Make sure you share with others. I also put the link of J channel in the chat. Guys, there are so many, like a lot of videos out there on, on her channel that you guys need to go and check out. So please subscribe and share the link. People need to know what Jay is doing there, and reach out to my cousin connection. Yeah, we can, keep moving mad out here, keeping information like, I know it, I'm good, my immediate family, everybody's good. And then that's it. No, we don't do that here. Connect heavy, connect to the right people. I hope, Jay, you can still hear us. Jay, can you hear us? It's like Jay is frozen. But yeah, guys, please subscribe to the channel. I'm putting the link in again so you can subscribe and make sure as well you share with other people. I don't know what is happening, but I'm I'm guessing it's probably J internet that is playing up. I don't know if she will try and come back, then I'll add her. But we are not taking time to come out here just to say, oh, this is such a great live stream. No, that's not why we are here. We are here to share the right informations with you guys so you can also share those informations with others out there. Yeah, Jay is back. Let me quickly add her. Yes, girl is back.
Because I was giving y'all all that good information, and somebody said, and they cut off my internet. So
Cut it. Salut Pierre, salut. Tu vas bien? Yeah, Jay. So, what I would love to know, what is regarding any expats like going to Rwanda that want to have their own business. Uh, do you know like what the requirements are so you can just guide
yes.
them a little before the touchdown?
You cannot do anything before. You have to do everything
Oh dear, guys. I'm sure now these great informations they don't want you guys to hear it. But the good news is the link of the website, is already in the chat. Jay, yeah, it was a bit frozen, but thank God
I
you are.
Okay, so let's go. So what I'm going to sit there and say is that the okay, number 1, let's break down things. I'm speaking in regards to Rwanda.
Mm,
Every country's process is 100% different, okay? Rwanda prided themselves in trying to create a very easy way to do business and get businesses set up, and it is. So, the first thing that I'm going to say is you cannot do anything when you're not in Rwanda. And it's actually not a bad thing. It's okay, relax. You cannot open a bank account, you cannot pre register your business, and you really don't want to. It's okay because once you get here, you can register your business for free. Don't ever get that twisted. Your business's registration is for free, and it takes literally maybe 2 to 3 days for your business to be recognized. So you don't have to rush it. You can really take your time. Another reason why you want to take your time is because they do give you like a 3 to 6 month grace period to get your things together. And so once you register your business, you register, you have your number and all that other stuff, but you have time to make it happen and you have time to make it work. So those are the gems I'm going to give you regarding Rwanda. They want your business. It's not going to be hard. So you do have time to actually put things together and make it work because last gem, once you are official and up and you're running as a business, you're going to be a business. You're going to have to pay taxes. You're going to have to keep that paperwork. You're going to have to do all those things. So they
right.
do give you time to take care of that because you will have to run in a business entity form. You're going to
Mm,
be a full entrepreneur. So you want to take out the time to plan and know what kind of things you're going to have to do to make sure you have an accounting situation, that you have a way to track your receipts and all those things because you're going to be expected to work at that level.
hmm.
Mhm.
Very well organized. And I've heard about retirement visa.
Yes,
What is
baby,
that?
the short
I never
class
heard
K.
anything. I never
Yes,
heard anything like that before.
class
So
K visa.
I
Now,
would
and
love
all
to
this
know more.
information is on my cousin connection. So,
Oh,
mhm.
great, great. So, guys, the answer is out there. Go and check the website. And of course, Jay, like with my cousin connection, you guys have like a face group out there. Like now I just want people to know, apart from living good, investing, what is life like out there? For this is for my single folks out there. So what is the dating scene like in Rwanda?
I don't know. I work too much.
Jay, Jay, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
You can't work
Yeah.
too much now. You need to drop those things for us here. We want to come out
Um,
here, work,
I
yeah,
think
but have a
it's
great
something
time.
that you can explore yourself, and I feel like and that's one of those things that I was like I don't like to because people's personal preferences are always their personal preferences, and so some people want a fast life, some people want to conserve life, some people want to get married, some people want to do these things. I also kind of equate Rwanda, and not in a negative way, is kind of like living with your grandparents. There is a very protective, very calm, very cautious conservative type atmosphere to that. You still can do a lot of things, but you're in a very and this is what I used to say, like a quiet space until they have broken curfew down to midnight, and baby, the streets has been going. So they had a concert the other night at the Arena Theater. It's really getting open for tourism. The bar scenes are now back open, and the club nights are starting to open back up. So I cannot 100% really comment on that because remember, like I said, COVID is opening back up. I do think that it's a beautiful place to be. I think that if you're trying to get married and that's
Hmm.
your one priority,
Okay.
good for you.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
It's just um I do know that population wise, there's
mm,
a very heavy percent of 30-year-old and under population. I
okay.
do know that. Like I'm just giving, and see, this is the problem with you're talking to me because you're just trying to get the info, and I'm giving you facts. Like I'm sitting here, okay, the number population of this is such and such here. Da, da, da. Like I'm just so
This is
fact
great.
driven. I don't know how to tell you that. So you want to get your life, baby. Ain't no country
Guys.
gonna stop you from doing that. Let's be honest. Ain't no country gonna stop you from living your best life. If you want to walk and be in the
Mm-hmm.
streets, you gonna walk and be in the streets. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be a Bible study, you gonna be a Bible study. That ain't no country. Like, where can I have the best Bible study? Oh, you need to go over to Gambia, turn right at Liberia, come down. Like, you gonna be in the streets, be in the streets.
They just need to go there, spend three, four
Experience it for
weeks,
yourself.
to have a feel how are things like in Rwanda. But living
Yes.
your best life, sure, guys. That's why my cousin connection is out here for you to help you. So everything can be quite smooth if you choose to visit Rwanda or move to Rwanda, permanently. So make sure you check out the website is in the description box. Share as well with family and friends. And Jay, I just want to know where can people find you?
At my cousin connect. Okay. You can follow me on Instagram, J Essence Journey. JAI space ESSENCE.
Hmm.
I think I got all the letters in there. That was embarrassing. Um, the YouTube. You can
The link is in
email
the chat, guys.
at
YouTube link in the
JAI
chat.
at my cousin connection. Um, there's other businesses and stuff like you can find me. I'm findable. I'm
Yeah,
Googleable.
guys.
Google me, baby. Google me.
Yes, Jay, any message for the diaspora before we round up tonight?
That was a lot of pressure. Like I'm speaking to the whole diaspora. Like
Of
everybody.
course.
Like,
Of course, this is the diaspora channel. So everything you are saying is for the whole diaspora. Yeah, you
I
heard me right.
think that if I had to walk out on any type of thing,
Hmm.
we are a beautiful story.
Hmm.
We are unique. Um, we have lived parts of our history
Hmm.
that are unspeakable. And that's why I say we're beautiful. Because for any person who's watching this now,
Hmm.
your existence is a miracle. because there are many people who did not make it, or their
Hmm.
bloodlines did not make it, or their dreams did not make it, or their prayers did not make it. But
Hmm.
for whatever reason in your trajectory and your DNA, yours did. And so you have the right to try.
Hmm.
You have the right to be, you have the right to see, so you can one day have the right to say,
Hmm.
please enjoy your journey, because there are many more of us and new generations that want to hear your stories. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you so, so much. So, for my brothers and sisters, my Francophone brothers and sisters, my cousin connection, ils ont leur propre site d'Internet. Et là, si vous avez besoin des informations en tant qu'expatrié au Rwanda, ou vous voulez aller dans le cadre touristique juste pour visiter le Rwanda, My Cousin Connection, ils vont vous assister, ils vous aideront avec toutes les informations dont vous aurez besoin pour, franchement, passer de bons moments au Rwanda. Donc, j'ai déjà mis leur site, le lien de leur site dans la boîte de description, et ils sont sur Instagram aussi. Donc, s'il vous plaît, si vous voulez en savoir plus, allez sur leur site. Et grand, grand merci à vous tous de nous avoir suivis ce soir, s'il vous plaît. Si vous êtes aussi entrepreneur, vous voulez me joindre ici pour partager vos services ou produits, envoyez-moi un mail sur The Diaspora Channel. Grand, grand merci et n'oubliez pas de vous abonner. So, guys, thank you all for joining the live tonight. And if you forget so much about it, just remember the last word of J. You have your own story to write, to tell. So make sure you do your part by connecting to the right people. And I can't say it enough. That is the aim of my live streams on this platform. So please kindly share this stream with someone. And also, if you would love to join the French classes, email me or simply hit me up on Instagram, and we'll take it from there. So, Jay, you know how I feel about your work. I love you. I love your work, your personality, and thanks so much for taking the time to join the show tonight. Really, really appreciate you. And thanks everyone for joining us tonight. And make sure you work with brothers and sisters that are ready to hold your hands, like my cousin connection. Thank you guys. And I'll see you next week with another special guest all the way from Kenya. So make sure you tuned in next week. God bless. Take care. Bye bye.